Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name's Carmen, and today we're going to do a reading for Capricorn, no contact. So if you or someone you have not been in contact with are a Capricorn, this message might be for you. Let's start with some wind chime time. Call in Spirit. All right, and I'm feeling drawn to the Tarot Familiars, so I'll get started with that one. We'll identify the energies at play for the reading, and remember to not get too hung up on the gender because we all carry feminine and masculine energy within us. All right, and it looks like just to start us off, we've got a hidden energy of King of Cups. And King of Cups is a beautiful card because generally speaking, we're talking about a relatively mature masculine who has some emotion and probably wants to express that emotion. But if it's coming up as hidden energy, that's whenever a card flips over for me but doesn't fall out, then it's probably something that you're unaware of, especially since we're talking about no contact. All right, so for Capricorn, no contact, please go in energies. That's a lot that fell out. All right, so probably more than I want to take, but I still think it's valuable information. We've got 4 of Wands, 9 of Cups, and the Chariot. So these aren't too artistic for me when we get into the minor arcana. We're talking about just having the little symbols on the cards. But I do love the Chariot card there with the beautiful horse or unicorn. I guess I'm trying to be a little more realistic. And with that, we've got 4 of Wands can mean marriage or redemption. 9 of Cups can mean wish fulfillment. The Chariot generally means fast-moving action. Travel. It could literally mean a car or a bike as well. 8 of Swords, I do think it's supposed to be in the reverse, so I think someone's coming out of a feeling of not really knowing what's going on or feeling abandoned, neglected, or alone. And then we've got Wheel of Fortune. So I think that's just kind of a little taste for us that there's a change in fortune for somebody. Ooh. Ah, there we go. So we've got Queen of Pentacles. I love it because we're in the earth energy for Capricorn. Oh my god. That's the best part of making movies, you guys, or videos, is just like all the stupid little like mispronunciations. All right, tell us more about this Queen of Pentacles, please. So Queen of Pentacles is the most valuable woman in the deck. Generally, this is somebody who has demonstrated an ability to be quite successful or have, their shit together. They're very independent. Stability is the big thing that comes through for me when we're talking about Pentacles. And I think the fact that we've got 2 wolves just snuggled in, super cute. Obviously, there's a lot of trust there, right? So how do you get trust? Stability. Coming back out, we've got the 9 of Cups, this time not so much in a giant pile. So I think that's telling me that you, if you identify with this Queen of Pentacles, are seen as somebody's wish fulfillment. So 9 of Cups in the Rider-Waite is generally depicted as that dude with his arm crossed and there's 9 cups laid out behind him. He's almost like he's a little bit defensive of those cups. Like, yeah, I'd just like to see you try. And I get a little bit of that vibe from this card, just that somebody is a little bit defensive of the fact that you are their wish fulfillment. Maybe that even means they're not comfortable telling other people how they actually feel about you, especially if we're in a no contact situation. That makes a lot of sense. All right, Spirit, what else do we have? All right, and we've got 7 of Wands coming out. 7 of Wands for me is a big card of divine protection or divine timing. So I'm going to take it more so as the latter because we are considering this for a no contact reading. So I think what that's telling me is that you know, it might have been painful, or it might currently be painful to be no contact. Obviously, it ebbs and flows, right? You're always going to have those good days and those bad days when you're dealing with a situation like that. But what this is telling me is there were lessons that had to be learned, perhaps on both parties' sides, that really had to probably happen when you were separate. I've been through a similar situation, and that time apart is really healthy for people when you're going through something like I went through PTSD, and having time to just be selfish and only have to care about what I needed was really important. So it's entirely possible that's a similar situation for here. You know, we had people that needed to figure out a couple of things before they were ready to really have a strong friendship or relationship. And then we've got Temperance. So I think that's a big factor here, right? We've got to have equal give and take if we're hoping to have a healthy relationship. And in order to do that, there's got to be, I see eye to eye between these two unicorns, right? So you've got to have that communication. You've got to have, you know, that feeling of being on the same page when you both understand what respect looks like for the other person or what love looks like, because it's important to have both of those. Let's learn more about the masculine energy here, please. We've got the Four of Swords that fell out, so I think that definitely falls in line with that divine timing, little dialogue there as far as having some time to really work on yourself. And then we've got a Knight of Cups. So this Knight of Cups is somebody who's likely full of emotion and also has been taking some time to really understand how they feel, what they want, and how they're going to approach that. It can be a really difficult thing to have that, you know, honest conversation with yourself about what you need to work on and how to go about it. So I'm going to clarify that initial row with the Egyptian Tarot, one of my favorites. If you've watched a few of my videos, you may know that my absolute favorite card in all the land is the Queen of Swords card from this deck. I can't even tell you, I just identify with it, I love it. So, let's see. The first thing we've got coming out is the King of Chalices. I enjoy seeing that because this is showing progression for me, okay? We've got the Knight of Cups coming out, and now we have the King of Chalices, which is Cups. So quite possibly you're dealing with a water sign, and by moving from the Knight, which is more of a flighty or maybe even unreliable, slightly unpredictable because of the emotionality, now we've got a King of Cups who's known to be a little bit more in control of his emotions. Excuse me. And he's clarifying the Queen of Pentacles, which is interesting. I don't normally see that. And I think in part that's because the Queen of Pentacles, not only is there a chance that we're talking about an earth sign, right? Because we're talking about a Capricorn reading. But we're also talking about, I think, this King of Chalices as viewing you as their stability, right? Their rock, somebody that they can rely on, somebody who's loyal. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're known for that. So with regards to the King of Chalices qualifying or clarifying the Queen of Pentacles, I think it's just that there's somebody who specifically sees you that way. And then we also have the Sun coming out to clarify the Nine of Cups, which you can tell I'm a little giddy about. That's a beautiful clarification because we're talking about wish fulfillment, and then the card that's seen as the happiest card in the 78 card deck, the Sun, comes out to clarify it. So you are their happiness. Oh. All right, so Seven of Wands, which remember I saw as saying there's divine timing at work here, hence the no contact. Whoop. Sorry guys, got butterfingers today. All right, Seven of Wands, please. Tell me more about the Seven of Wands. actually drawn to that one. All right, so we've got the Knave of Swords coming out. The Knave is, by the way, the page energy, which can be, by the way, the most immature or the most likely to represent a child, the page level that is. And then when we're talking about the Page of Swords, I usually see this as like a research or even a spying card. So if we're talking about no contact and divine timing, I think there's two ways to see this, okay? And it could be both for some of you, or it could be one or the other. But one is, you can see he's studying, right? And we already talked about temperance and Four of Swords, inner work, introspection. So somebody is really taking a moment to maybe write down their feelings or look at other people's advice on how to deal with trauma, things like that. But I also think that there's a chance, because the Page of Swords can also be seen as like a spying card, that because we're looking at a no contact situation, this person might actually be taking a couple breaks a day just to check out your social media, see what's going on, that kind of thing. And then we've got the Five of Wands coming out. So that's clarifying temperance for me, which, if you recall, was equal give and take. And I think with Five of Wands clarifying that, to me, Five of Wands is usually competition or gossip. And I think external influence is a really good way to look at it, right? So if we're clarifying temperance, I think what we're really talking about here is somebody placing too much importance on the opinions of others. I don't know if you noticed, but I really don't like that, and that's why I said it that way. I think it's really important to be aware of and fold in with your own opinions, the opinions of others. However, at the same time, especially if you've got a quality intuition, why would you ignore that? Why would you let other people influence that? So I get the impression that what we're really getting here with the Five of Wands, clarifying temperance, is that somebody has reallocated the weight to other people's opinions and their own. So paying attention to intuition when they previously were not, or paying greater attention to that intuition. Tell me more about this Knight of Cups, please. All right, beautiful. It's like you guys are clarifying each other. Deep. Okay, so we have the Empress coming out, and it's a beautiful card. It really does make me think of how they depict the Sun card as well, because of course there's this brilliant sun behind the Empress, which I think is just a great way to illustrate that point earlier, that this is happiness for this person, okay? Being with you was the happiest time that they had. Oh, I love that, you guys. This is like beautiful progression, okay? This is the Hermit, and it's clarifying the Four of Swords. The Hermit is the major arcana version of the Four of Swords, okay? Because the Four of Swords is taking a time out, right? That introspection. And the Hermit is like big time introspection, right? Because anytime we've got like a duality where something is represented with the major arcana and something is represented with the minor arcana, when you see that progression from minor to major, to me that's saying there are lessons that have been learned here. There are people growing up. Because now we are the Hermit, and that is somebody who can set a good example for others. I don't know if you heard that, but that was my cat running around, getting the zoomies. All right, let's see. What am I drawn to for you guys? I think we'll do the Golden Art Nouveau. Oops. With the green opal, by the way. My grandmother's name was Opal, so I had to pick that one up. Green's my favorite color, just seemed bright. All right. Tell me more about this King of Chalices, please. Page of Swords coming out again. So we had that energy in this last row as the Knave of Swords came out. So look at his expression. He looks very determined, and I feel like it's a commentary on, okay, now that I know what I'm doing, now that I know what I want, now that I feel like I've bossed up a little bit, like I'm ready for action. It's kind of the vibe I'm getting. But the Ten of Swords kind of honestly puts like an end to the cycle on it. Like, yeah, I maybe was stuck in my misery or letting things overwhelm me, but Six of Swords, I'm headed to smoother waters now. Tell me more about the Sun, please. Someone wants a relationship. That's the Hierophant. Now, granted, we are talking about Capricorn, and I believe the Hierophant is Taurus, so it's a little bit of earth energy as well. But to me, that is saying, I want you to no longer be single. Tell me about the Knave of Swords, please. All right, so we've got hidden energy of Page of Pentacles. That's exactly in alignment with what I was saying, right? So we've got somebody who has been trying to figure out how to approach this better, right? Learn some lessons, do some inner work. It's all over this reading. So if it's you, congratulations. That's not easy, and I definitely admire your tenacity. If you're the Queen of Pentacles, you're not showing up very much in this reading, aside from the fact that this person thinks that you're amazing and you came out as the Empress. So it seems like you probably already went through a lot of these lessons that the Hermit has gone through recently. Tell me more about the Five of Wands, please. Ooh, I like that. We've got Five of Pentacles, which you don't, not normally a very good card, right? Five of Pentacles, you can see there's some not well-looking individuals stuck outside what looks to be like a church, banged up and probably hungry, cold. But we've got 5-5 here, and I really like that because we're talking about change, okay? This is somebody who has learned their lessons. So having that repeating number is, I think, a beautiful sign here. And it makes sense, too. We're talking about no contact, right? So this person is really missing being in your energy. Tell me more about the Empress, please. Well, you might be a little shy. All right, Three of Wands, waiting for your ships to come in. So this can literally mean, waiting for money to come in, waiting for a job offer. But in this situation, it's pretty clear, especially because it's right next to the Five of Pentacles, that we're talking about probably waiting for a message, right? So I think if you're identifying with the Empress or the Queen of Pentacles energy, it's quite likely that your boundaries have been set and you have made it clear that you are not going to be the one to reach out. The question I would have for you is, if you are interested in this person reaching back out to you, have you made it difficult for them to do so? If you're reading or looking for tarot readings about this, I'm guessing you do at some point want to have a conversation with them. So check to see if there's a block or two that need to be removed. All right. For the Hermit, Wounded Warrior. So there's a lot of passion here because that's a lot of wand energy coming out. And I think the Wounded Warrior is not generally what I enjoy seeing as far as a last card. However, the fact that it is clarifying the Hermit for me, it makes it a better read for me because I know what the reality of the situation is this person has gone through a lot. And if they hadn't gone through a lot, that would have been worse because that means they didn't learn the lesson. So in all actuality, it's really good that this person is at the Nine of Wands situation after the Hermit, because it's not easy work doing that kind of shadow work, and it means they are probably at the stage of, how can I rebuild my batteries? How can I refill my own cup so that I have a cup of love to offer to the Empress? All right, that's the reading. I hope you found some clarity. And of course, thank you for any likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. Hope you have a great rest of your day.